3 Moses Caicedo alternatives Arsenal should consider before the deadline. For Arsenal, their objective before the January transfer deadline couldn't be any clearer: to sign a midfielder. Thomas Partey may not have sustained a serious injury in the FA Cup defeat to Manchester City, but Arsenal's depth behind the Ghanaian has been further compromised by Mohamed Elneny's projected absence. With the veteran Egyptian poised to be sidelined for potentially the rest of the season, the onus will fall on the unready Sambi Lokonga should Partey be forced to miss time during the second half of the season. That's a scenario Mikel Arteta will want to avoid as he goes in search of the Premier League title. Their approach for Brighton's Moses Caicedo is a signal of their intent in the closing stages of the January window, but the Seagulls' lofty valuation of the 21-year-old, one they seemingly won't shift from, means a move is unlikely to transpire before the deadline. Thus, with Arsenal intent on bolstering their midfield, an alternative must be sounded out. Here are 3 options the Gunners should consider. Arsenal caught a first-hand glimpse of Sangare this season as they took on PSV in the Europa League group stage. For me, the holding midfielder was the Dutch side's standout performer in the Gunners' 1-0 win at the Emirates, and he impressed again in the reverse fixture, although Xavi Simons stole the show on that occasion. The Ivorian is a physical behemoth, a midfielder that combines robustness with elegance in possession. He's press-resistant and excellent at finding his way out of tight spaces, while athleticism allows him to eat up ground at a canter. Overall, he's not too dissimilar to Partey. Sangare has to be playing in a top 5 European league soon despite committing his long-term future to PSV in the summer. FBref's scouting report depicts the 25-year-old's recent proficiency, as he stands out in almost every relevant statistical category. And also, Brighton reject an improved £70 million Arsenal transfer bid for Caicedo. The second bid was submitted. Arsenal have submitted a new bid for Moses Caicedo worth £70 million. According to Fabrizio Romano, Caicedo did not turn up to training on Saturday before missing the FA Cup victory has Liverpool on Sunday afternoon as speculation surrounding his future intensifies in the final days of the window. News of an improved offer from Caicedo has emerged on Sunday evening via Romano's Twitter page. Exclusive: Arsenal submitted a new bid for Moses Caicedo. Understand it's worth £70 package add-ons included. Brighton doesn't want to sell the player, stance very clear after £60 million opening bid rejected, but Arsenal tries again as Caicedo wants the move. Arsenal has seen an improved bid of £70 million for Brighton midfielder Moses Caicedo rejected. The Gunners had an initial £60 million offer for the 21-year-old knocked back on Friday, with Brighton making it clear they were determined to keep hold of Caicedo until the end of the season. But Arsenal returned with an improved offer for the Ecuador international late on Sunday, tabling a bid of around £65 million, with a further £5 million included in add-ons. The Premier League leaders were hopeful that would be enough to tempt Brighton into doing business, but the Seagulls were again quick to reject the offer out of hand. Arsenal must now decide whether to return with a third bid or to turn their attention elsewhere as they look to bring in a central midfielder before Tuesday night's transfer deadline. Caicedo has been told to stay at home by Brighton until the window closes, having released a statement on Friday night stating his desire to leave this month. Seagulls boss Roberto De Zerbi spoke about the situation following his side's FA Cup victory against Liverpool on Sunday afternoon, saying, "I would like him to finish the season with us." Brighton chairman Tony Bloom knows very well my opinion. We lost Leandro Trossard, and if we also lose Caicedo it's a problem for us if we want to fight for Europe. If we don't lose Caicedo we are ready to fight. And also, Caicedo's third bid, Brighton's replacement, next Mbappe option. Stay tuned as we bring you all the latest team news and transfer chatter from the Emirates Stadium. We are less than 48 hours away from the January transfer window slamming shut. It's been an intense month with Arsenal continuing their incredible 2022-23 campaign as Mikel Arteta's men eye a first Premier League title since 2004. The Gunners have already made 2 signings this month with Leandro Trossard and Jakub Kiwior arriving from Brighton and Spezia respectively. However, a midfielder remains on Edu Gasper's wishlist following Mohamed Elneny and Thomas Partey both suffering recent injuries. Brighton star Moses Caicedo has been identified as the number 1 target in the final stages of the month, with Arsenal having a £65 million bid rejected. However, the Seagulls have remained reluctant to allow Ecuador international to leave this month. There could also be potential outgoings in North London. Defender Cedric Soares looks destined to complete a temporary switch to Fulham after falling down the pecking order at the Emirates Stadium. With that being said, keep today's blog on lock as we bring you all the latest Arsenal team news and transfer gossip from the Emirates Stadium. Third Caicedo bid figures. Arsenal is expected to submit a third bid worth £70 million plus £5 million for Moses Caicedo. Brighton is holding out for £80 million according to Pete O'Rourke. Caicedo alternatives. Brighton has been exploring potential replacements if Moses Caicedo were to leave, but that is just part of the normal recruitment process. Brighton considers the case closed for this market according to The Athletic. Record bid. Fabrizio Romano says, if Arsenal decides to bid again in the final 48 hours of the transfer window, it could have to be a club record offer. Caicedo would love to join Arsenal, he wants a top club move this January as it was his biggest dream. 3 Caicedo alternatives. Arsenal is running out of time to bring in a midfielder before the January transfer window slams shut on Tuesday night. The Gunners saw a £60 million bid for Brighton star Moses Caicedo rejected on Friday morning. Football London understands and reports on Sunday claimed that an offer in the region of £70 million was again rebuffed players Seagulls. Considering Caicedo has played just 26 Premier League matches for the Seagulls, it could make sense for Mikel Arteta's side to move on to alternative targets rather than going in with a third offer of £80 million, which Brighton may not even accept. Below, we take a look at 3 players technical director Edu should consider if Caicedo's transfer chief can prize Caicedo away from the Amex Stadium this month. Caicedo wants Arsenal to move. Transfer guru Fabrizio Romano says, Caicedo would love to join Arsenal, he wants a top club move as it was his biggest dream. Brighton will not change their stance just because of the player's statement, it has to be a very good proposal, otherwise, they are prepared to fight and keep the player. Caicedo blow. Brighton still 100% not selling Moses Caicedo after Arsenal's second bid was swiftly rejected. Hasbloom and company are not standing down, with now less than 48 hours left in the window, according to Charlie Haffenden. Brighton secured Caicedo's replacement. Arsenal has received a potential boost in their pursuit of Moses Caicedo. According to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, Brighton has completed the signing of AIK midfielder Yasin Ayari. It's said the Swedish prodigy will join the club for €6 million, £5.2 million, and will undergo his medical next week. Should the process go smoothly, Ayari will join Dizabi's side as a potential Caicedo replacement. Despite recruiting their midfield replacement, Arsenal's task of signing Caicedo remains a tricky one. Brighton has told the club that their star is not for sale, despite talks ongoing. However, the Seagulls have proved in the past their ISL power to inherit high transfer fees with the loss of Marc Cucurella, Yves Bissouma, Leandro Trossard and Ben White. Brighton, ready for Caicedo exit. Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi has admitted that the club are ready to go forward without Moses Caicedo. Speaking after seeing his side defeat Liverpool 2-1 in the FA Cup, he said, "It's already difficult for me to be a coach. To be a coach and chairman is too much. It's already difficult for me to be a coach. To be a coach and a chairman would be too difficult, but Moses Caicedo is a very, very good guy. I can understand because when you are 21 and you receive a request from a big team that is playing in Europe, I can understand," said De Zerbi via Sussex Live. "I would like for him to finish the season with us, but we are ready to go forward without him. I think I need some players in some positions. I spoke a lot of times with Tony Bloom, he knows my opinion very well, because we are a good team but we can improve also from the transfer market window. So, what do you think about Caicedo's transfer saga? Leave a comment. For more Arsenal news and updates, subscribe and hit the notification bell." Arsenal, the Gunners. Arsenal, the best club ever.